Navigation has never been simpler and more sophisticated. It is so easy to navigate nowadays, in normal circumstances, thanks to GPS, Google Maps, satellites, and many other wonders of the modern world. Even if it happens to be lost in the woods, your smartphone can easily help in orientation. But what happens if your phone runs out of batteries, or you lose the signal? Bet your immediate thought is the predecessor of the mentioned navigating devices, a compass. This ancient and precious device revolutionized the world when it appeared 2000 years ago in China. However, for centuries it was used for divination ceremonies and fortune telling. Then, between the 9th and 11th centuries, people started using this simple device for navigation. Then or now, its principle of working is the same. Basically, it is a magnetic metal needle. One end of the needle points to the north magnetic field, while the other end of the needle points to the south magnetic field. If it spins freely, of course. Before taking a closer look at its ways of functioning, you will get acquainted with its basic parts. The base plate of a compass is usually a plastic flat base with straight edges to enable proper alignments with a map. There is one direction of travel arrow in the middle of the base plate. If used properly, this arrow always navigates your movement. Its rear part presents an index pointer. As its name implies, it points to the dial where you take degree readings. The magnetic needle of a compass always points to the north. This part which points to the north is usually red, while the other part can be metallic, black, white. Speaking of the compass housing, it is often a plastic container with a magnetic needle, orienting arrow, and orienting lines inside. We mentioned the compass dial, or bezel, which presents a rotating ring around the housing. It has 360 degree markings and N, E, S, W letters. These markings stand for cardinal directions: north, east, south, west. The orienting arrow of a compass is drawn at the bottom part of the compass housing, and it rotates with the dial. The orienting lines are parallel to the orienting arrow. They provide a better view of the direction. And now, let's see how the compass works. For example, you get lost in the forest and you want to go back to the southeast, because you know that there is the nearest village. Before using your compass, you should be away from all metal objects as they can cause false readings. After securing proper surroundings for your compass and finding the SE marking on the compass dial, turn the dial so that SE comes to the point where the index pointer and direction of travel line meet the dial. Your compass should be steady and flat in your palm. As the direction of travel arrow points straight away from you, start turning around slowly without rotating your compass. Continue turning around slowly until the north end of the magnetic needle perfectly aligns with the orienting arrow and north mark on the dial. Start walking and just follow the direction of travel arrow. You are on the right way, heading southeast. On your way, avoid some regular mistakes. In other words, you should be aligning the red end of the magnetic needle. Remember that the magnetic needle points to the north. Your desired direction is pointed by the direction of travel arrow. Here is one more example. You want to reach the mountains and you want to determine your direction. Face the mountain top. Hold your compass in your palm so that the direction of travel arrow points to the designated mountain top. Turn the dial to align the magnetic needle, north mark, and orienting arrow. Take a look at the place where the bottom of the direction of travel arrow, index pointer, meets the dial. The number or mark shows your direction. In order to be on the safe side, you should carry out one more step. Account for declination, which is the angle between magnetic north and true north. This is related to the use of maps. As magnetic fields are not steady, the declination changes. Thus, you should also have a modern map. For example, you travel from point A to point B. You know where your starting point is. First, put your map on a flat surface. Use the side of your compass to line up points A and B. The direction of travel arrow should indicate the B point. Then, turn the dial so that the north mark points north on the map. Your heading is the place where the index pointer meets the dial. There is one more step, adding or subtracting declination. Your map should indicate the compass declination of your destination. There is also a possibility of calculating it online on the NOAA website. You should add a negative declination and subtract the positive one on your dial. Finally, you only have to decide on the way you want to go. You see how powerful a simple device can be. It would be useful to take a compass and follow these explanations just for fun. However, this fun practice can be immensely welcomed in some unpredictable situations. And you will feel more confident. At last, it is of vital importance to make the right calls, thus keeping you safe.